Folks, hello and welcome to Gamers Health. I always have to slow myself down because I'm always going, welcome to Talking Crit. Welcome to Dungeons, Dragons, and Discourse. Yeah, it's kind of like that route that you drive to your job
Mm-hmm.
and you're going somewhere else, but at the same time.
The autopilot.
The autopilot. You kind of get into that autopilot. But this is Gamers Health, and I should know that because I'm with my lovely wife, Rach.
How you doing, everyone?
So and our kitty is, you can see her in her little cubby.
Yes.
See her
So cute.
her back's to us, but
Underneath the dachshund picture.
there
Painted.
you go. So Tom, welcome.
Hello.
TXG, welcome. Good to see you both. So yeah, we are a couple of weeks before North Texas RPG Con. Holy crap. So next week we are going to have a very special episode.
Yes, we're gonna do all things health related when it comes to going to conventions, since we at that point will be 2 weeks before um, NTRPG Con. So
Yeah, like a week and a half, but 2 weeks before our North Texas RPG Con live for Saturday night. Because we always do our lives from
mhm.
North Texas.
Yeah, so the show will center around things like things that you can do to try and avoid con crud. And some of them will be yogic practices, things like breath work and um, a pose or two to help open up the lungs, to um, help with just moving air into the lower registers of the lungs, and being able to get out whatever nasties get in there.
Get
And I'll
out
have some
there.
research articles. All of this is based on some articles, so I will share those with you and share what each of these practices does in order to help us fight viruses. And then, I think we could also work in, sort of how to address things like trying to stay as much as possible on target, but then also enjoying, some of the social aspects, related to eating and things like that at the con, and making sure that you are
Adult
drinking.
beverages. Plenty of water.
Yes,
Drink plenty of
especially
water.
especially if you're kind of on a restriction, which I am. Because of the cancer, I can only have 3 units of alcohol in a week. So
Whatever you're gonna do
yeah.
at a convention, Rach, I don't know.
So
Rachel,
we'll
can I buy
see.
you a drink?
Mhm.
You got make it a big one, just so it only counts as one. I need it.
Oh no. And so things like that. And then also checking out how maybe we can, work in exercise and trying to stay on plan with those kind of things.
So that's next, and we are going to we're going to work on this. Rach wants to do some like yoga stuff, so we're going to pre-record that and then have it as an insert to it. We're going to
Yeah, we
make it
could we
work.
could pre-record because the yoga setup is in another room. And honestly, I'm gonna show it to you. We could even do it in the bedroom, I don't know, whatever. Um I don't know how you feel about putting the bedroom on here. Maybe not. Maybe we'll just show
We're
you
not.
in the yoga setup, but it's
Wait,
things that you can do like inside a hotel room, like inside your bed. Like if you're not somebody who enjoys going to the floor, which not everybody does, we can work it so that this way you can get the same posture, but inside the bed using hotel towels and pillows, things that are going to be in your surroundings while you're there. So you don't need to buy, you don't need to worry about, oh, she got a bolster, she's got this, there's this and that. I'm going to show you with the things that you will have available to you in the hotel. So, yeah. Um,
pretty darn tootin' cool.
and yeah, and we'll look at. I'll show him some of the breathing before. Um, I'll show him some of the breathing before, and we can see if that's something that we should just do live, or whether we
I
should
think we'll probably pre-record it,
pre-record it, and
and then you can like talk about it, and we can pause when necessary.
Okay.
I think it's going to be an experiment, and this channel is often a bit of an experiment, so we're going to experiment.
And we'll have the articles for you guys. We'll see how we can link.
I can link them. I can link them in the show notes.
Stuff, yes. So that this way, it's like, I was literally just blowing smoke up my butt, or like she's talking out her ass. Like this stuff is it for real? It's very much for real, and it's helped a lot of people. I learned it from somebody who had a lot of sick people around her during COVID, and because she was like the first strain of COVID, and because she was somebody who practiced these things a lot. She was somebody who she caught COVID, but she really didn't have many symptoms. Just the fatigue got to her, but she never had any of the respiratory symptoms of that. And so she, when she was with the doctor here in New York, the doctor was kind of like blown away. Oh yeah, we have to study this. So this is where some of that research comes from.
So it's going to be interesting times. We are, again, we're letting you know ahead of time. You can prepare your schedules, or
opt in or opt out.
Or watch it on replay. Tammy, good evening. We just got back from traveling to Amherst, Massachusetts.
Oh, congratulations.
Back home to Maine. One more graduation to go. 1 bachelor's, 1 master's, and the final one is the high school graduation. You got to stop setting these kids up every 4 years. Somebody's changed their login title, but in any case, hail Lord Zeno and hail Princess Rachel. Peace be upon you. Don, howdy to yourself. So, this week was one doctor's appointment. Well, one doctor's appointment for Rach.
Yeah.
My mother's yearly checkup. So, Rach had her endocrinologist on Tuesday. By the way, Tuesday was the never-ending day.
Yeah.
Rach and I were up early because my son was flying in from Salt Lake to pick up his fiance's totes, whatever.
Bins, I guess you could say they are.
One of which was in our trunk, 2 of which had to get put into the back seat. I want to leave them overnight on the street.
They
in the
are
car.
big.
They're big and bulky.
Heavy.
And yes, so and I couldn't take Rach with me to the airport because if I did, then my son would have to lay on top of the.
Yeah, and he had to navigate you to the shipping spot, the cargo spot.
Nope, that was all GPS.
Oh,
he had no idea where it was. It was just like GPS it. Like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So
it would have been just like having me.
Yeah. So I had to pick him up, and by the way, the initial game plan was I was going to pick him up, go to shipping because he works for Delta. Go to Delta commercial shipping or whatever it is. They would then take the packages. I would then put him back on a flight to go back to Salt Lake, and he'd be there waiting for the packages. And I put that back in my GPS to put him back at the gate as I'm waiting for all this to happen as we're sitting at commercial. And by the way, watching my son lug this shit around, I went, oh, that makes a lot more sense to trying to carry it. He just dragged everything with one hand. I was like, yeah, all right, that's it. But
he didn't have a trolley.
No, that's what I asked. You got a trolley? He goes, I don't need no damn trolley. Okay. And I'm like, so we're going I'll get you back to the airport. And then I realized he had 2 pieces of luggage. I'm like, that's a lot of luggage.
Yeah, where did he stick that at? His backpack and his suitcase.
On top.
Oh.
So he's like, "Oh, I thought I'd stick around for a day," which was awesome. I can't see enough of my kid. Our family is out there, nearly on the West Coast, so it was nice to see him. You know, swing on by and hang out. I wasn't surprised. I just texted Rach and said, "I'm coming home with a package." So it was kind of cool. But then after that, I had to take Rach to the endocrinologist, and then after that, I had to take my mother to her yearly checkup. So it was a bit nonstop. But Rach, your doctor's appointment went.
It went fine. You know, pretty routine. They always take blood.
They
The
stuck
blood
her
this
like
time
9 times.
so bad. My veins weren't cooperating in my bend here and in my hand they weren't cooperating. Finally they like she knew she was gonna hurt me and she was like really sorry at a time. But you know what? It wasn't so bad because she got it and I didn't have to make another stop at the lab. I don't know why my veins weren't cooperating that day.
Yeah, she was hydrating her way in. I mean,
Yes, I was doing that. I don't know. Maybe because I dealt with a person that was new to me. Um, maybe it gave me stress, or maybe that I wasn't aware of. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Because it's not always about hydration. Your veins can collapse because of stress. Also, um, I was learning. So yeah.
Well, so now usually when I take Rach to a doctor's appointment, I just sit in the car. And this time I'm like, I'm not sitting in the car. I'm exploring this neighborhood. I mean, it's a nice neighborhood. It's where I go to the same endocrinologist. My appointment's in like 2 weeks. So I was like, I'm going. All right. So I went. And I walked around the neighborhood. And I walked at a faster clip than we normally do with our doggy. I was like, oh man, I'm getting the pace going.
Good for
Getting my
you.
heart rate up. And actually I felt it in my calves for the next couple of days.
Oh.
But I walked.
Did you feel that nice feeling after?
Oh, it felt like a nice feeling afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah.
I walked like a mile and a quarter in 30 minutes or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Damn!" And I got to explore. So it wasn't just me sitting in the car with going tingy lingy loo with my finger in my ear and just
Yeah,
wasting
because it took a
time.
long time for them to finally get it out.
Yeah, it
But
took them.
everything is normal, thank God. So
They had a
yeah,
stick here.
everything is like my TSH and the things that we watch are normal. So yeah, we got that word yesterday, so that was good.
So she's as normal as she's gonna be.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
And then I think I've learned that
what?
the carpal tunnel. I might have carpal tunnel here. Um, I don't know if from my medicine, but like I've been having times where I have a lot of numbness in like my hands, um, like in the first three fingers,
Right.
um, and especially at night. And it's like pins and needles, and then like if I move my thumb in a way that's jarring sometimes, like when you carry packages or certain things like that, and you move your thumb or whatever, like it clicks, or like when I do my wrist circles and stuff like that. So yeah, it sounds like the symptoms are that, but we'll check with the what do you call them? The ortho.
The author.
Yeah.
Ortho. So, by the way, folks, there's no karaoke going on this week.
It's a quiet week.
It's what you get when I guess it kind of is threatening rain all day. I guess like I don't know if we can do our karaoke.
That's never stopped them in the past.
No, that's true too. I gotta say, Shadow, welcome. I'm a small town boy out west. One thing I miss about eastern cities is delis. If I go
Oh,
urban
yeah.
exploring, I'm looking for a Warhammer shop or, best of all, a big city slicker deli.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good,
Yeah, we
good,
had our
good
deli
delis.
sandwich on Wednesday.
Did we?
Yeah, we had the bacon, egg, and cheese
Oh,
that you
okay.
get from the
For
deli.
breakfast, yes.
Yeah, the breakfast
I
sandwich.
was thinking
Not
heroes.
cold cut. Mm-mm.
Yeah, heroes, submariners, or whatever they sometimes, depending on subs, whatever, depending on where you live, they call them different.
Hoagie.
Hoagies, like hoagies in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yep. So, but and we've done a lot of planting in the garden. The outdoor garden got a lot of attention.
Yeah,
Um,
we're pretty much done.
yeah, everything except for maintaining it.
Yep.
Uh, we've got watermelon planted in two separate spots. Sweet peppers, a bunch of different types of tomatoes, zucchini.
Watermelon.
Well, I said watermelon. I started with the
I'm
watermelon.
sorry.
It's okay. Um, uh,
Cucumbers.
Cucumbers, lettuce. So we've got a pretty big selection of what's going on out there. And in the front yard, our raspberries are all kicking. They're all the buds are all budding. We're gonna have a pretty good crop this year. Oh, excuse me.
Okay.
Yeah, we had our leftover dinners from the Poconos that I had frozen. Oh, they were good. They were good, I tell you. They were good. Tammy, have you grown watermelon before? How did it turn out here in the Northeast? You know what?
Never.
Never grown it. We're growing it out of containers because
Like it's not containers, but like
oh, raised
raised
beds.
bed.
Raised beds. They're
Bigger.
containers. Well, that and
When I think of container, I think of like the pots.
no, I know, but the reason is too. It's like you have control of the soil, so we shall see. Everything for the first time was an experiment, and I tried growing corn like 15 years ago,
Yeah.
and it was doing well. It was doing beautiful, and I was gonna. These were these milk and honey corn, so it was white and not yellow. It's like a golden hue for the other kernels, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be beautiful." And that's like it's another day or two. And the next day I go out and every husk had a bite taken out of it. Raccoon was also watching and saying, "Hey, this looks ripe. Time
It's
to."
time. And
Now
beat you to it.
our strawberry patch, which is also in a raised bed, looks amazing. Oh my god, they are like strawberries on drugs.
Yeah, we got to check them tomorrow, check
Yeah,
everything, and see the progress.
I might have to. Yeah, we got
It's
rain today, so
exciting.
we probably don't have to water until Monday. We don't have a lot of heavy rain today, but very light
I
mist.
think I'm gonna have to wait a while for my peonies to come up.
Her peonies. I need my peonies.
I do.
But it should be and listen, everything you grow at some time, at some point, is an experiment if you want to try. Like last year, we tried growing beans, and we got some. It wasn't worth the effort. Um, but the strawberries are going to look amazing. We always do well with our tomatoes.
Yes.
Cucumbers were pretty good, but we moved the cucumbers to one of the new raised beds.
That has like a little bit less sun because last year I think we were noticing they would get too dry out.
Yeah, so like cucumbers don't necessarily like the heat, so being in the shade should help them. Um, we grew watermelon for years north of Buffalo with good results.
Really?
All right, so
Cool. It's possible then.
yeah, no, again, so like, and also our blackberries. Oh my god, our
They are
blackberries.
banging.
I let my sister know to my parents that there's an open invitation. You want blackberry bushes? Just tell me, I will dig them up.
And we put some up in the Poconos, so
Yeah. Well, I gotta find out how they're doing. So there's enough rain last week that they should be doing pretty well. Tammy, we want to do a porch raised garden. Just a few things.
oh, that's cool.
What would you recommend to have success our first year?
Is it a sunny porch? Yeah, if it's a sunny porch, I guess the tomatoes work out actually even so many different.
Yeah, tomatoes.
So tomatoes definitely.
I mean, I
Try cucumbers. You know,
I like the tomatoes. I like the
Swiss
cherry.
chard.
I like the cherry tomatoes or the grape tomato. Actually, I prefer grape tomatoes if I can find them. And then I always want some more sizable, like a beefsteak. So this year we got a nice little assortment of
Yeah, we have the
tomatoes.
100s. We have the Juliets, which is like a plum tomato, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, and then yeah, all those big ones. And then yeah, so it's like as many different things as possible.
Now, like cucumbers, you got to look at whether they are bush cucumbers or vining cucumbers or climbing cucumbers.
Which do you think does better here? I don't know that we've ever had bush
No, we've
cucumber.
had the vining ones.
It seems to be all they sell here.
No,
Is
they
it?
sell both.
Oh.
It just seems that because usually the pickling ones are what they call the vining ones, and
Oh yeah, because we bought Kirby's.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I would think that zucchini would probably do well, but just remember, it's like one mound of zucchinis, and you could have that in one planter, one large planter, and just leave it be. It'll probably do very well.
Yeah, we have our zucchinis in pots.
Yeah. So, but it's just fun. Now today was maintenance day on the Garden,
Mm-hmm.
so we had a bunch of plants that have reached or nearly reached the end of their life cycle. So we removed the plants and then capped off those end caps. I think we capped off like 9 out of 30.
That many?
Yeah.
Mm.
But then we ordered new.
Oh my God, we have on the way pink snapdragons, purple. Oh, I can't remember.
Don't look at me. I don't
can't
know.
remember what it is. It's a purple flower, and then white petunia is coming for there.
So and sunflower.
Oh, and sunflowers. I forget.
Yeah. So I figure the Garden can be.
And we ordered calendula for there.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we figure the Garden during the summertime can be more flowery and of course lettuce. You gotta have it. But we're going to be getting a lot of outside crops, so we can change the inside rotation on that. It doesn't affect much by doing that, other than
right, because we still have lettuce on it, and we have lettuce outside.
We got tomato. Well, we got
the
like
cherry tomatoes.
Our basil is doing just too damn well.
Yeah, basil.
We got basil, holy basil, and Thai basil. I mean, it's growing like a weed, which basically, by the way, blackberries are like if you're in the New York City area and you want free blackberry bushes that are very very healthy, let us know. We'll dig them up for you. You got to pick them up, but I'm just saying.
We'll make a plan.
Make a plan.
We'll make
Give
a
us
plan
a warning.
to get it to you.
Because the two that we brought up to the Poconos were ones that were actually growing out of our raised bed in the back. But they've spread.
And it's the second year in a row that they have spread to that raised bed. And we also have more underneath the raised bed somehow.
Yeah, they're just they're very happy back there. It's perfect. So now what I'm going to do a little research, and I'm going to try to find netting, some like blackberry netting, because last year the birds went insane over our blackberries. And we never really got that many blackberries. There were a lot of blackberries.
There was, I think I might have had 2 off the vine.
Yeah, there were a lot of blackberries, but then the birds just got to them. So we're going to have to cover them. And we're going to have to, I don't know, there's got to be some safer way to pick blackberries in your bare hands, because these things, well,
we need the garden gloves and to wear long pants.
Yeah, they attack you.
They wear jeans and
Yeah, blackberries are, and just a warning, if you do plant blackberries, they are like a weed or an invasive species. They spread like wildfire. So, I mean, and it's a good thing if you like blackberries. We love blackberries. Yeah. Raspberries are a little bit more self-contained. They will spread. We've got volunteers in their front yard, but they're spreading from a bush that I planted, I don't know, 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, that bush is amazing.
Yeah, it just takes a while.
And we're going to have berries on some of the smaller plants
on the other side.
on the other
Yes.
side. So that's exciting. That's their first year of producing.
Well, yeah. Last year they tried to, and then we got a heat wave, and their roots weren't established enough to.
Uh,
So, so generally, what happens with plants like fruiting plants is that they will sacrifice their fruit to save the plant, which is
oh, to establish the roots better.
or just because you have a water deficit going on, and fruit's a lot of water, so
Mm.
they will sacrifice their fruiting
Huh.
to save the plant. Just that's what I've noticed. So, Tammy, what's the things you would tell people to expect going to a con like North Texas RPG for the first time?
Expect to fall in love with it.
Yeah, I just fell in love with it the first year. Uh, expect especially a con the size of North Texas.
Be ready to talk to anybody because people will, you know, be very open to you.
Yeah, it's I listen. I have a large family, but I don't have a family that does family gatherings anymore. But I can only imagine if you got together for one of those large families and you've got like that. Oh, we're gonna get together with this barbecue at the local park, and there's gonna be like 60 of us. Well, imagine 400. But everybody is open and friendly, and it's not like living in the big city where you avoid eye contact with people for the most part,
Right.
unless you walk in the dog, in which case you make eye contact with everybody.
Yeah. That's the only permission that you
Yeah,
have if you have a dog. You can...
you have a dog. The dog's like, "Hey, I break the ice," but expect you will likely. We learned this early on. You're likely going to get an invite from people that you've just met or just knew online, and they're like, "Yeah, hey, we
Hey,
got
let's go to dinner.
yeah,
Let's
we
check
got a
this
car,
out. Yeah.
and you're gonna be like, because you're like, well, I only met them physically, uh, 30 minutes ago, but you have to remember too, you're going into a convention with people with similar interests. You've probably met them on some level online through social media, and especially if you are a creator, if you're doing videos, if you are a writer, an artist, people they know you. You might not know them, they know you, and nobody's offering to go out to dinner with you because they feel sorry for you. They're offering because they want to get to know you better. So I leave our first year we had a jam packed schedule. Since then I go very light. Maybe signed up for a game or two, and maybe I know I'm doing a panel with Mike and Liz Stewart about
Podcasting.
podcasting and YouTubing.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm playing with Rach and I are playing Glenn Houston's Friday game, and I'll probably
Woo!
look to see what else is open tomorrow. See, maybe we'll get another game maybe for Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
But
is that a Looney Tune?
No, it's Gangbusters.
Which one is that again?
It's the Prohibition era.
Oh yeah, fun.
Remember,
yes.
was it last year? He used you and I as non-player characters. We owned. We owned.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So, it's don't fill up your schedule so you have because you're gonna find you do a lot of socializing. Yeah. Our first con, breakfast was the place where you socialize with people. So we had Matt Finch sit down with us at our first North Texas. My God, 10 years ago already. And Doug Kovac sit down with us for that first year. So you're going to be just like, don't turn people away because you're shy. If you're shy, conventions are a place to force you to be a lot less shy.
Right. It's a safer place to be able to, kind of work on that.
Yeah. So I think that you will definitely enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's kind of like ShireCon, right? ShireCon is like 125, 140 people, 150. But you're making eye contact with everybody. You're talking to people as they come up. Well, Texas is 4 times as large. It's just a lot more people that you're going to be dealing with. But it's a very special place. Everybody appreciates what they have with North Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and it is. Listen, I have nothing bad to say about Gary Con. It is a beautiful con. It is huge. Game Hall is a beautiful con. It is huge. It is not intimate like North Texas. It's not intimate like ShireCon, or even TotaCon has an intimacy to it.
Yes, it does.
So just, and it's going to be what you make of it. If you only come out to playing your games and sit in your hotel room, you're going to go, what a boring con this is. The con is the other people at the con.
And like any con, a lot of the life kind of revolves around how do you guys call it, dealer hall?
The dealer hall, yep, that's the dealer room
Where the vending,
with vending, and the dealer hall and the outer area around it by registration, where the artists are, and you can talk to them, and then of course at the bar. At night, it migrates to the bar, and it's just a great atmosphere to relax and be a part of. So today's topic came to us because of the event of today, and well, I'll let Rich. You were the primary player of this little act of kindness, but go ahead.
Okay, so we were walking the Doxy in the park.
Yep.
It's a park that we drive up to. We drive to, and it's not like walking distance, not quite walking distance. It could be, but
if you walk to it, that would be your walk. Be like, all right, not even Uber home.
So we took her there, and we went to the small side of the park because we were worried about it raining, and just this would have been easier to just get in the car.
And it was more. There was more cover because you were almost always under trees. It's a good side of the park. If it's a scorching hot day,
yes,
it's the quiet side, as they call it. No active.
We took our some wedding photos in there also. In that side. So so we walked. We get done with our walk with her. She had a great time, and so we're walking out.
We're walking on a side. Yeah, we're walking on a sidewalk back to the car, and we still got a long walk back to the car.
Yeah, so it's maybe half block, and so we see money and a wallet. Sort of, the wallet's laying open. It's like a leather bifold.
Yeah.
And it's laying open in the street, and there's $47 kind of strewn in the street, and there's more money inside the wallet. But we come upon it, and we're like, "What the hell? What just happened?" We're like,
right.
It's like, this doesn't look like. I said, this doesn't look like somebody got robbed or anything.
Right, because there wouldn't be money.
It's somebody was out for a run and just kind of dropped it or something like that. So we pick up the wallet and its contents, and
we look around. Is anybody looking for it? No. And I was like, all right, listen. We got the dog. The rain was a mist. It was getting a little heavier, but not really.
Yeah. And so he's like, let's go home because
I said, let's go first. Let's go to the car.
Yeah, because he was looking through the wallet, and then he's like, oh, it's this person's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And then so as we were in the car,
we're gonna go back to the house, and I'm like, all right, their information from PA. I can do a quick search on my desktop, using some open databases and see if I can find this person. And Rach, God bless her, is still the nosiest ear hustler I know.
And many other kind of hustler too.
So she's still digging through the wallet.
I'm like, oh, there's these little pockets underneath. So I see, what's in here, So I pull out he's got I guess his learner's permit
for New York
for
State,
New York State, and it's
a local address,
yeah,
right,
so
right near the park. So
yeah.
I literally Rach finds this as we're about 2 blocks from the house. So I'm like, all right, well, we're gonna keep on going. So the dog was all excited. The dog's like, this is awesome.
This is an adventure.
This is great. Oh, by the way, we also initially we forgot this part too. As we get back to the car, we're driving off, and I'm like looking at somebody. It's sitting down on a park bench, and I'm like, from the back, I'm like, well, they got the same color hair. And it's short. Rach, I'm gonna park in this no standing zone. You hop out and see if this is the person on this Pennsylvania ID because we're trying.
I'm like, no, that's a lady.
Yeah, so it's like, all right. So
We had kids.
so we literally drive back to the park essentially,
Yeah.
and pull up on double park, and Rach gets out, and the block. Apparently this neighborhood doesn't like putting their addresses like prominently on.
Like the house numbers.
Yeah, why? Who needs that? You guess.
So you see blocks like the blocks of like where the numbers would be, but they're all dark. So I walk up and I hit the doorbell for one, and I was like, "Oh shit, this is 49. I need 51."
Oops.
Sorry. And I was like, it's like a game of ring and run, but I'm not running. So, and then
sorry, wrong address.
And so like I ring for 51, and the boy answers the door. He's like a college age boy,
right?
And I'm like, he's like, hey, he's like, can I help you? And I'm like, I was like, Evan? Yeah. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I found you. I was like, I have your wallet. He's like, oh my God, I was looking for that. I guess he'd retraced his steps. He'd walked around the park, and he'd just gotten back from doing that. And then we rolled up and come with his wallet. So
yeah,
he sounded very relieved, and was very thankful.
And now listen, in this community, right? We've all,
and his little dog was very thankful too.
Oh yeah, his dog came out. Was like, I'm watching from the car. Donkey didn't see what was going on. She would have been like, "What? That's another dog with my mommy! Oh no!" But we all know the story, right? Oh well, this trademark was just abandoned by the side of the road. No, not a, just lost, just thrown away, and nobody had to care.
That person didn't look underneath the little fold.
Yeah, and try to figure out what's going on. Hey, Glenn, welcome. So, we've all heard that story, right? It's like, oh, well, finders keepers, losers weepers, and that is not the way to go through life. That's not.
No.
That's
when
not,
you know this is somebody's,
right?
And that their information is there,
Right. I mean, I was already going through the scenario of, well, it's early enough on Saturday. I guess we can get a box. For, if we can't find any information other than what's on the Pennsylvania driver's license, and we were going to just ship it out. But I was hoping to be able to do an internet search and through the
find a local number or whatever.
Try the one of the white pages services and see if I can get a cell phone number or even a Pennsylvania number. I would have called that and said, "Hey, listen, I got this individual stuff. Is there a way a local New York contact for them?" So I mean, that's what you want to do. That's what you would like to have happen for you.
Yes.
Right? Like my father does metal detecting or beach hunting or what do you want to go, beach combing. He has his metal detector out at the beach or wherever. And he's come across, just in the sand, right? People's wallets. And he always makes an effort to get them returned. Usually if you're finding it at the beach, it's already been stripped of cash, but a lot of times there's still credit cards in it and ID. And it's like you would want that returned to you, right? It doesn't, and you're not doing it because, well, I'm going to get a reward. No, nobody.
Right. It's about what do you do when no one's looking.
Right. What do you do because it's the right thing to do? Doing the right thing is its own reward.
And like, what would we want for our son? for our guy who
Well,
he's a little older than that
yeah,
boy, but you know.
yeah. Yeah, Glenn, we found basically cash and a wallet after walking the dog next to alongside a park of ours, and the IDs that I initially saw in the wallet were Pennsylvania. So I was going to go back to the house and do a search to see if I could find somebody to contact this person. And then Rach dug into the rest of the wallet, and one of the smaller pockets there was a New York State driver learner's permit, and the person actually lived right around the corner from the park, so we were able to. Rach actually gave him back everything. So it's what you're supposed to do, right? This is what being human uh,
Yes.
is about, right? This is what having. I don't know. It's not even a sense of honor; it's a sense of morals. This is what,
Like loving compassion for the next
yeah,
person.
you know. This is something that you don't need a commandment to tell you what to do,
Mm-hmm.
right? This should be instinctual. This should be, oh, look, I found something. And listen, at the NYPD, okay, this was one of the favorite integrity tests that they would do.
Mm.
Okay. And it's usually somebody like me or Rach coming up to a uniformed officer and saying, hey, I found this wallet. And if you were handed a wallet that had cash and ID in it, almost guaranteed, especially in the South Bronx, I'm just saying, that you were being handed this, that it was
An integrity
it was an
test
integrity test.
that had all those elements.
So they want to see, are you going to turn it in? Are you going to turn in the cash?
Mm.
Um, some of the more lazy cops would fail because they wouldn't steal the cash, and they wouldn't throw out the wallet. They would they knew what the nearest post office box was,
Oh, they
the
would just put it
postal
in
box, and
there.
they put it in the post box, and now it's the postman's responsibility. And by the way, that is an unofficial way that you can take care of this if you're on the street.
Oh,
I would have actually mailed it to the person's address, but
right.
because again, I know my integrity, I know my honesty. I can't speak for the honesty of
Mm-hmm.
somebody else, you know. But I worked retail before I was a cop, and I was the head of sales for Candy, Bargain Spot, and Young Men's at a major department store out in Flushing. And I remember my security manager coming up to me and saying, "Hey, listen, Eric, we believe that so and so has been taking money from the till, but we're going to be bringing in an investigator from another store in the chain," which meant that it was a face that was not familiar.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to find a wallet in the fitting room with cash in it,
Um,
and then we're gonna see what happens. And sure enough, they told me you got to assign him to Young Men's with nobody else. They wanted to make sure that he was the only one that they could go to with this.
okay.
And the person comes out of the fitting room with this wallet, has like, this is back in the mid '90s, that had like $200 in cash. So that's a temptation,
Wow.
especially if you're somebody who's stealing
Working retail too.
and yeah, and you're he was probably making 18 grand a year at the time, so $200 cash. Woohoo. And you already take money from the till, so
Mhm. That's just
your moral
icing.
compass is already fucked up.
Mhm.
So what did he do? He went. I did not. It was a busy day. He comes up to me and says, "Listen, I got to use the restroom. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Can you keep an eye on Young Men's?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll keep an eye from where I'm at." And he went up to the employee restroom, and as he immediately walked into the restroom, he took the cash out of the wallet, put the cash in his pocket, and threw the wallet in the garbage.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came back downstairs. Now, there was already somebody from security following him.
Mm.
So they went into the bathroom, looked into the garbage, and found the wallet immediately. And then they grabbed him. All the cash was marked, of course.
Mm.
And he maintained that he never took money from the till. He was blaming the 82-year-old woman, Rochelle,
Oh.
And Rochelle was a lot of things, and she was a pain in my ass, but she wasn't a thief. Um, God. So, I mean, you, how you are when you think people aren't watching, okay, is what defines you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, the only thing I might have done differently if I'd thought about it is I might have hung out for another 5 minutes with that wallet, waiting to see if somebody came back.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably, and that's only in retrospect because he lives so close.
Yeah.
Because if I, there's the other thing that some people will do, right? They'll see that wallet and go, none of my business. And you leave the cash on the ground and you leave the wallet on the ground and then you're leaving it for somebody whose business with it isn't going to be as honest.
All right. Or it could be like very sick business and
Yeah.
they could harm themselves
But
behind that, like overdose or.
yeah. Or the credit cards could be taken and now you get
Oh,
a whole other
that's
level.
another harm too.
you know, so uh, it isn't difficult to do the right thing, but it may take an extra step than doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, and I saw that, and I was like, and at first I saw the cash, and I was like, oh shit,
They're like, what? Where's this money from?
I'm like this cash, and then I was like, wait, there's a wallet. And again, if there's a pickpocket going on or somebody got robbed, you might find a wallet. And I've seen that even in my neighborhood. You see a purse tossed to the corner, tossed to the side.
Yes.
Listen, I was a cop for 20 years. I see that. I know right away.
And it's usually broken.
Yeah, but if it isn't,
Mm-hmm.
you go, you look in it, and it's like you're looking to see, is there ID? Is there a wallet? Is there something valuable that you can get back to somebody? Now, maybe it is a purse that the strap just broke and they were throwing it away.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a purse snatching and the strap broke and they've cleaned it out and they've thrown it away. Again, my profession.
Yeah, we saw it a couple of times over here last summer.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I personally think it was more purse snatching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was because I had been on the rise last summer.
Yeah, Glenn, character is who you are in the dark.
Yes.
Yeah. It's one thing to say, oh, I know I got eyes on me. I got to do the right thing. It's another thing to say, wow, it's just me. I'm going to do the right thing. Because I got to live with myself, right? Rach has to live with herself. And I have expectations of myself that I have to live up to. And, it wasn't nobody abandons a wallet. Nobody abandons
Their ID and credit card.
And cash.
Yeah.
Nobody abandons that. Nobody abandons a fucking trademark on the side of the road that is actively being used by a company. Nobody does that. Okay? That is the excuse that you're using to justify your actions.
Yes.
Oh no! That was they just abandoned it. Come on! If they really wanted it, they wouldn't have allowed it to get stolen. That's not the way. That's not the way the real world works. Not the way morality works.
Belongs to other people.
Yeah, and the only person in the end that you have to live with is yourself. Right? I mean, you can look at it a lot of ways, but my son busts on my ass because there are mornings when I get up early to use the bathroom and the cat starts crying at me because she's on the other side of the house and just wants attention, and I will come out and I will spend my last 2 or 3 hours sleeping out here in my chair behind me, keep the cat company. And she won't even stay with me, but she'll look at me. It's like, oh, good, you're here. Right? The only person I am guaranteed to wake up next to is myself. Right? And that means the person that I got to keep the respect of is myself.
Yeah.
I don't do a good deed like this because I'm expecting a reward from the person whose wallet was found.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't ask to lose their wallet, right? And right now, the person that got their wallet back is they probably went from, oh my god, this is shit. Now I got to get a new learner's permit. I gotta get a complaint report from the local police. I've got to call my credit card and my debit card companies and cancel my cards and get new ones
Yeah.
issued. I
Which sucks. We've all had that.
Yeah, and instead, a good Samaritan came along and said, "Evan, is this yours? What would you?" And it feels good to help somebody. It feels good to know that you did the right thing. Being a shitty person doesn't feel good.
No.
You know, it's like, well, I'm $47 richer, and my self worth just went down immeasurably. No, I'd like to have my self worth go up.
Yes.
Okay, that's something that you can't pay for. That's something
Mm-mm.
that you can't you can't manufacture that.
Right.
You can't go. I know how to increase my self worth. I'll buy it. No. Okay. It's like, I don't know, buying subscribers on
Oh,
YouTube or something like that,
wow.
or traffic. It's doesn't mean anything, and you yourself know it doesn't mean anything. Okay, you're not fooling anybody. If we did this
I mean,
act,
because what benefit does it really bring?
well, again, what? Well, here I'll ask you this: what benefit to us did returning this wallet have? I mean, there's people that can argue that, well, you had cash. You had cash in your hands that was yours to keep. Nobody would say anything about it because nobody knew you had it. But we knew you had it. Okay. And if you're an honest person, your harshest judge of
Mm-hmm.
your actions and your activities is going to be yourself.
Yeah.
Because we all lie to ourselves on some level, but at some point, the truth just comes down. And hopefully, when the truth comes down, you're looking at a good person. Because if your eyes are forced to look at yourself and you're a shitty person because
Mm-hmm.
you're the one that would have taken the money and just tossed the wallet to the side, right? And I'm sure Evan was half expecting it, even though he got his wallet back. He was probably half expecting that to be no cash.
Yeah, he was probably going, "Holy shit, my money's in there."
I mean, and is that a statement on
And
society
he
in
wouldn't
general?
look in front of me.
Yeah, well, which is polite, I guess. But is that a statement on society? It's kind of like, well, yeah, I'll take the cash as my finder's fee, but I'll return the wallet. No, no. Again, you got to be able to live with yourself, and maybe for you, and I'm not saying it's anybody that's actually watching this live stream, but maybe for the person in question that finds it, maybe their moral character is like, oh, cool, man, I just made $47. And if I return the wallet to them, then they thank me and I get to feel good about myself. No, you don't. You don't get to feel good about yourself. You may pretend that you do. You don't. Okay. That's kind of like the whole moral of this, right? If you have a sense of honor, if you have a sense of integrity, if you're an honest person, if you're a good person, this stuff you return it without hesitancy.
I giggle kind of because
Yes. Yes.
I have a thing about money in my wallet. Like it has to be arranged in a
I
certain way. Like the smaller bills towards the front, the larger bills towards the back, and if it's 50s or 100s, they go in a different place altogether.
my 50s and hundreds get folded, so I never confuse them.
Yeah, they just go in a different place altogether.
Okay.
But and the heads have to be going in the same
Oh
way.
my God, you really are anal about that shit. Yeah, she was. She was arranging the money in a wallet. I was like, I just shoved it in there. What the hell? It's gotta all look. He's gonna be like, wow, whoever got my. Look at the system that they organized my wallet to make sure it would be immediately useful for me.
There is no end to my good deeds.
Don't worry, you got your ones here, then you got your fives, your tens. If you had a $2 bill, I'd probably have to fold it differently in between a one and a five because they don't come up too often. You might get confused. I don't want you thinking the $2 bill is a 20 or the 20 is a 2. Oh my God. But yeah, I've seen people for whom it is natural not to do the right thing.
Right.
And that's a shame. And I don't know if it's a learned trait or it's something that they were born with.
I think it's
A little bit of both.
Yeah, well, I think it's more like that desperation kind of thing, like remember that episode that we did when we were talking about like the like sponges and leech it,
Oh yeah.
people who like freeloader like that, it's just somebody who like doesn't feel that they have enough.
Yeah.
And that they are not enough, and so they're just like always walking through life feeling like they're in that one down position, and and so like if they feel like, oh, there's an opportunity to have something.
Glenn says we should have given it back in quarters. Glenn, you have no idea how rare quarters are in New York City. Quarters are what you need for the parking meters, and you think it's like, I don't know, 8 minutes for a quarter or some outrageous amount like that. So you need those goddamn quarters if you're going to park in a meter at any commercial zone. Oh, no, can't give it back in quarters, Glenn. Come on. It's like, I have a doctor's appointment out in Bayside. It's like, Rach, give me like $4 in quarters because we may have to need it for the 35 minutes the appointment's going to take because you just never know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't give it back in quarters, Glenn. No.
Yeah,
No
those
quarters.
are too valuable.
Yeah, they're worth their weight in quarters. But so that was this afternoon. We got a good walk in, and we were where we were supposed to be. All right, that's another thing.
And I came home and did strength training after
Yes.
Gardein. So,
but
happy with that.
Normally we don't walk on the small side of the park. That's a rarity. But again, today there was a very light mist, and I was like, we'll walk on the small side in case we get thunder. We're close to the car.
Right.
Otherwise, we have a lot of covering from the leaves, which should keep the rain off us. And it's a nice change, but we got to do multiple laps around the park to get our 30 minutes in. Glenn, sorry, I had to do laundry yesterday. You need to get quarters on your mind. Quarters on my mind. I've got quarters on my mind. I know, I've already lost subscribers just by saying it. It's okay. I'm not Rachel. Never claimed to be. You don't want me doing the karaoke. Rachel's like, yes, please. Hun, shut up. Stop. Save these people their sanity.
No.
It's okay, Rachel. You're allowed. Your job is to have a protector, and you are protecting. When I hate laundromats. Yeah, we are lucky. We do have a washer and dryer in the basement. I haven't used a laundromat probably in 2 decades, and I consider that a blessing.
Let's see. We're married how long? 12 years?
It'll be 12. It will be 12 years, yes.
Yeah. So, wait. 2011. 13.
Oh, wow. All right. There you go.
Yeah, so 2011 we married, and so I haven't used a laundromat since 2011.
Okay.
Apartments.
Yep. Yeah, Glenn's like, yeah,
we had it right across the street. I was good, and we had it in the basement, but I liked the across the street spot better.
He gave the they gave the washer dryer to Gage.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, Glenn. You're good grandparents, though.
Yeah.
God bless you. God bless you both. So, yeah, that's like today's like moral lesson. Okay, like Glenn said, act in the dark as you would in the light.
Mm-hmm.
Act when you think people aren't watching you the same way you would if you thought people were. Your natural instincts should be to do the right thing. We all know what the right thing is. We make excuses to ourselves and to others to do the wrong thing. All right, that's how we justify it. Whatever it is that we're doing, you justify doing the wrong thing by going through these mental or emotional or spiritual hoops about how well no I'm still a good Christian if I do that. Just my moral code was broken, but it's okay. If I took the money but I gave back the wallet with nothing in it, it's like 50-50. Hey, finders, I found it. He lost it. Not my fault. He was wearing like loose pants and it fell out when he was jogging. That's stupid him. That was his fault. You can make all the excuses you want. You can make all the excuses that you want. You know what the right thing is.
Mm-hmm.
You know
I mean, most of us do.
what's up?
Most of us do.
Most of us do, but not. And I should say everybody knows. Everybody knows what the right thing is. Some people just don't care.
I guess.
Okay, some people they turn off that switch, or they never had it, or
Right.
they've abused it for so long that it no longer works,
Mm-hmm.
and it's inconvenient.
Mm-hmm.
It's inconvenient to do the right thing, and sometimes it's all about me, right? And if you're a person where everything is about you and everything centers around you, then you'll probably be the shitty person.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Glenn wants to know if you just came out of the shower.
Yes.
Kind of looks sexy. She's got that wonderful hairs. She's got that hair of what's that mermaid movie with Daryl Hannah? The mermaid. Mermaid movie.
Oh, when she takes the bath, splash.
Splash. There we go. Was that Tom Hanks?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm really showing my age now. So yes, I'm gonna call you my Daryl Hannah.
Uh-oh.
I know. I probably have to add decades to your age right now too. At this point, maybe not. I don't know. But folks, thank you all for hanging out with us today, this evening. Listen, it's a Saturday night. I know what the young kids are doing, and it's not here. Okay, they're out doing karaoke or other stuff. Glenn, plus 10 tank car points for me. You always get the tank car points, Glenn. Always get the tank car points. But there's nothing we'd rather be doing than hanging out with you all. Honestly. And we look forward to the fact that Rach is already brainstorming next week's show tells you that this is always on our mind.
Yes.
And this week's episode just kind of landed in our laps or at our feet.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's like, oh. And by the way, right when Rach got back to the car after giving back the wallet, I went, I know what episode we're doing today.
Yeah.
I know because it wrote itself. It told us what's in our future. Yes, Glenn, karaoke. No karaoke for you. They do karaoke at North Texas. I'm filming it live. It's gonna be on the YouTubes.
I don't think they do it though.
No, they don't. But if they did, I would film it live on the YouTubes. Just to say. Just to say. Hey, you never know. Maybe Stefan will have a karaoke machine this year.
That would be fun.
And you can sing Johnny Cash or Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah, I kind of want to hijack his thing and put like some weird different music on it. Like, what the?
Glenn wants karaoke. Karaoke 90210.
Yeah.
So, folks, thank you so much. Next live stream is going to be Wednesday night. Jeff Talanian. Look for I'm going to be guesting on DM Bloodworth's YouTube channel.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
We're going
Yeah.
to record it tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's live or not.
Oh, okay.
I got to double check, but it might be live, so you can catch me then. You can catch me all over. But thank you all. You really made it an excellent week. Thank you so much. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice, roll them
And
well.
take good care.
God bless. Good night.